welcome to Broken Entertainment. So, if you are a fan of Diablo 2 and you are a fan of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, you have something in common. Both games are getting updated versions. Now, that's where the difference ends. Diablo 2 is getting a faithful revision. It's not a remake, not really. It's an update of the graphics, couple of gameplay issues, minor stuff like making your stash work better and all that stuff. But the game's the same. The story is the same. They've left that untouched. The levels are the same. The basic functionality is the same. The classes are the same. The characters are the same. And what they've done is they've touched it up, made it look modern, graphically speaking. Knights of the Old Republic is a remake. They want to update the story. They talk about the modern audience. And this should set off alarm bells on every conceivable level for fans of the game. Because whenever the media says we want to update the story, what they mean is we don't actually like the story, we want to rewrite it. It's got to fit our current philosophical and political ideology. And that's where we're going. So let me get into this real quick. I'm not going to cover the whole article, but this is on Cosmic Book News, and they kind of nail it here. So, Twitter user Data Racer points out that Knights of the Old Republic video game remake is being written by Sam Maggs, who apparently isn't a big fan of the original game, as tweets unearthed reveal Maggs stating it's not their favorite. Now, on the whole, that's not necessarily a horrible thing. We've seen, Star Wars The Wrath of Khan was made by a guy who'd never watched, or Star Trek The Wrath of Khan was made by a guy who'd never watched Star Trek. But he went and he watched everything and understood the nuances of Star Trek, understood the deep lore, everything about the characters. This person isn't going to do that. What you need when you want to revitalize a game, like they did with Diablo 2, like they're doing with Diablo 2, you took people with a passion for it, people with an interest in it, people who wanted to take the original and update it to look better, but be the same. And what you're getting is somebody who never liked the game in the first place. And they're being put in charge of some of the remake. And you're going, great. So the official information released by Lucasfilm sees developers offering the remake requires a talented team that understands the original game on a deep level. But we see that probably isn't the case with Sam Maggs, who obviously isn't a big fan of the original. This is back in tweet from back in 2019. Nothing you say on the internet goes away. Isn't Knights of the Old Republic your favorite? No. Additional tweets from the writers show Sam Maggs attacking fans over Star Wars, Last Jedi, and Rey. If you want to hate Rey, at least be honest about it. You hate that she's a Mary Sue because she's a woman. No, people hate Mary Sues because Mary Sues are stupid characters. Mary Sues are not good writing. That's what people hate. It's not like if she were a quote-unquote Gary Stew, people would be happier. It's dumb either way. It's bad writing. That's all it is. But, of course, she has a certain philosophical ideology that she wants to portray. The Last Jedi, men screw literally everything up every time. That's called sexism. Maybe you've heard of it. Last Jedi, please listen to the powerful queer women for once in your dang life. Not actually sure where the queer women were in The Last Jedi, but okay. Sure. And none of the Star Wars toys or clothes at Disney Store are separated by gender. Okay. Another pair of alarming tweets shows the writer wearing a Star Wars is for everyone t-shirt where she tweets, aesthetic, die mad about it, and where she makes male Star Wars fans laughing my ass off. Are bros really mad Rey is a Mary Sue? Yes, they are, because it's stupid writing. Also, as pointed out by Data Racer, this new version of the game is not a reboot or a remaster, but is getting remade for a modern audience. That tells you everything you need to know, doesn't it? When they say remade for a modern audience, what they mean is they think the people who made the game famous and popular and one of the best role-playing games ever to hit the computer games or console needs to be changed. Those people aren't good enough. Those are old people. We need to update it for a modern audience. And what that has always meant every time is we need to update the politics. The main thing here, the biggest problem to me, is that it is a remake. It is not a remaster. And they want to remake it for a quote-unquote modern audience with quote-unquote necessary changes and updates. Why? Because they want to change what it's about. They want to change the philosophy. They want to change the political ideology behind the game. Just like they've been doing with so many other avenues of entertainment. It's got to be fundamentally altered to fit their beliefs and to promote their agenda. Never mind that it was just a fun Star Wars game in the past. Now it's got to change. It revolutionized role-playing games on the computer. It revolutionized storytelling on the computer when it first came out. And it still has a deep impact on the lore. It still has a deep impact for a lot of fans. And they're coming out and they're just going to change the whole thing to fit a modern audience. The modern audience didn't build Knights of the Old Republic. And a modern audience, incidentally, would love Knights of the Old Republic if you updated it the way Diablo 2 is being updated. But that's not what they're going to do. And, you know, it sucks, but I own the original, so whatever. And that's kind of where I'm at on all this. Okay, they're going to change it. It sucks. It's dumb. But we have the original game. It's not that surprising. It's not new. This isn't something they haven't done before. Take note of it. Move on. That's my suggestion. Take note of it and move on. Understand that these people do not care about you. Do not care about entertaining you. They care about pushing an agenda and an ideology. And they don't care about diversity either, incidentally. They care about diversity so far as they can push it as a means of selling something. They're not actually interested in representation. She talks about queer women in The Last Jedi. Point them out. I'd like to see it. They don't exist. Just like they made Finn tiny on the poster in China because China doesn't like black people. Disney will do whatever it takes to sell something. Right now, they think it's this agenda crap. And now I know this is BioWare. It's not Disney, technically speaking. Although Lucasfilm, Lucas Game owns it. In fact, actually, it's probably Lucas. Yeah, it is Lucasfilm Games changing it, so it is owned by Disney. So the official update, specifically stating, our big goals on this are to bring the story to a modern audience and have it be just as impactful today as it was for players when it originally launched. We've been working really, really closely with Asper for a long time now to deconstruct what made KOTOR so great, bring that back to new audiences. We want this game to be an incredible RPG. It already is. It's already one of the fundamental role-playing games ever released. It's already great. We want this game to be just as beloved as before. It would be if you didn't change anything. Some of my favorite meetings to have in my week right now are to get into the nitty-gritty and talk about why did we make the choice in the original game and how does that play today? Why did we do this? And is it politically correct, is what that statement is telling you. How do we expand that choice and make it more meaningful and impactful? We think about literally every word of dialogue, down to the clothes the character is wearing. That's phrasing for Bastila Shan is wearing too tight of clothing. FYI. You didn't hear any of this language with Diablo 2, and you're not seeing it with Diablo 2. It's unfortunate, but here we are again. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you own the original game, go out and play it. If you don't own the original game, go buy it and go out and play it. It's on Steam. You can enjoy it there. It is a fundamental game for role-playing and is a major, major game in the lore of Star Wars. So if you haven't played it, go play the original. Don't play this remaster when it comes out. It won't be anything like the original. It won't be any good. You won't enjoy it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hit the like button if you liked the video. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and I will see you next time.